まったくバレなければいいだなんて誰に似たのかしら。姉様だと思うけど。聞こえたわよメデューサ。信じられない。さっきあなたは奴隷以下だと断ったばかりなのに、それをもう忘れて姉に反乱を起こすなんて。そこまでは。やっぱり物覚えの悪いあなたには絶対霊獣の態度を体で教えてあげなきゃわからないかしら。あ、逃げるなんて許さないわよメデューサ。
Shaking out the restraining voice of her pursuer, the owner of the Mystic Eyes dashes off at full speed. She's heading for the stable. There resides her Pegasus, a gift from the god of the sea Poseidon. She needs to get on the winged specimen of a phantasmal species and escape to the skies for a while, far away from the reach of her sister's hands. Then she just has to pray that her sister's mood would change before she returns.
そうすると掃除と食事の用意が。でもあのままだったらお仕置きされて結局できないし。
She laments while fleeing away. Thanks to her long legs, her sister couldn't catch up to her on foot. She felt gloomy at the thought that this was the only time that she was thankful for her tall stature.
私も姉様みたいに可愛ければいいのに。
She opens the door to the stable, but the owner of the Mystic Eyes stands still in shock.
姉様どうしてこちらに。
The girl holding the reins of the Pegasus laughs lightly.
あら、ごめんなさいねメデューサ。ちょうど遠乗りから帰ってきたばかりでこの子は疲れ切っています。私はともかく
Oh my god.
あなたのように大きくて重たい乗り手は。そんな。今日は朝から休ませてあげるって。島の外に出たいの？それなら泳いでいけばいいでしょ。いいですか？持ち主として注意しますが、今日はこの子を使ってはいけません。だってその子は私がいただいて。困ったメドゥーサね。妹のものは姉のもの、姉のものは姉のものだと何度言えばわかるのでしょう。
What?
ほんとすぐ楽して私の天まで出かけようとするのはおやめなさい。悲しいわ。その物臭なところは聞こえましたよ。
She didn't say anything.
仕方ありませんね。私も本意ではありませんが、妹が姉に背くとどうなるか。今度は何も言ってません。ごめんなさい。
The owner cannot help but dart out of the stable, however.
あら、私のところに戻ってくるなんて姑息なあなたにしては殊勝な心がけね。下姉様。あら、私がメドゥーサを捕まえてくださったの？上姉様。
This will require some explanation. The two girls giving Medusa a hard time, each one the spitting image of the other. These two are in fact Medusa's older sisters. The oldest one is Stheno, the strong. The younger one is Uriel, the far flyer. Sure. Finally, the youngest and tallest, alike yet different, is Medusa, the woman that dominates. These three lovely ladies were the infamous Gorgon sisters. Exiled to the Shapeless Isle, turning one brave man after another into stone, they were prominent monsters even in the world of Greece. However, as a side note to avoid any misunderstanding, it is only the youngest sister Medusa who struck fear into the hearts of heroes. That is to say, the two older sisters could not boast of any fighting prowess at all. Or rather, while they have been acquiring an entirely different ill reputation than Medusa, her sisters were revealed as goddesses by the nearby men. Originally, they were ancient, indigenous gods of Greece. Nevertheless, jealous of their beauty, the goddess Athena took away their faith from the people and exiled them to the Shapeless Isle. Although only Medusa alone received Athena's ire, out of care for their younger sister, the siblings accompanied her to the Isle as well. Since then, rumors about them being monsters started circulating amongst the people. However, a rumor is still only a rumor. They did not become monsters and merely continued to spend their days like before. The legendary infamous Medusa aside, the first and second daughters were literally perfected goddesses. The eldest daughter, Stheno, a lady with the elegant demeanor, overflowing grace, and wisdom in her words and actions, a goddess said to be the ideal woman. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is enough to make a man lose his senses over the rapturous feelings, and swear eternal loyalty to her. That's something else. The second daughter, Uriel, a lady with carefree demeanor, overflowing smile, and the essence of purity in her words and actions. A goddess said to be the ideal girl. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape her lips is enough to make a man tremble all over with honor and swear to protect her even at the cost of his life. I'm good, don't worry about it. Unlike Medusa, these two goddesses had neither mystic eyes nor supernatural strength. With merely the power of immortality and eternal youth, they were just weak girls. Athena lied about them, that the reason they would never grow old was because they were monsters. That was false. Different from the gods of Olympus, who needed to consume the golden apples to stop aging, the sisters, especially Stheno and Uriel, were born into this world as idols, completely immortal. They were the embodiment of the yearning hearts of men. Although they would never age, they were the weakest beings in the world. With no power to fight, these immortal girls would starve if left alone. They could not live without help from others. That is the divine essence of these Gorgon sisters. From the moment they were created and up until the moment they are destroyed, they will remain the same. Except the youngest, who was a failure from birth. Great job. The youngest daughter, Medusa. Different from her older sister, she did not have the skills of a perfect goddess. The two older sisters were forever young, but Medusa's immortality was imperfect. As a result, in spite of being the younger sister, Medusa grew older and taller than her sisters, and was revealed as a monster different from them altogether. As a side note, one ought to mention that she was a great goddess nevertheless. The Gorgon sisters were the results of the deification of the same natural phenomena. One could call them copies or clones. It could have been a mistake during her birth, or there might have been a deeper significance to it, but the youngest sister, Medusa, was not copied correctly. The older sisters embodied the concept of forever young and immortal, yet Medusa received nothing of the sort. Nevertheless, as compensation, Medusa was endowed with various abilities, which her sisters were not. The mystic eyes of petrification, a supernatural ability to interfere with nature, and excellent physical abilities. All of these can be said to be divine powers, indispensable in protecting her sisters, who couldn't live in this world by themselves. However, it is those physical differences that cause the sisters, once united, to become three different individuals. It is not a surprising development for Medusa, different from the start, but in the process of interacting with one such sibling, even the two others, who were meant to be the same, eventually showed slight irregularities. The youngest sister, an expert in combat, and her older sisters, who perfected themselves as idols. Unlike Medusa, they liked humans very much. They welcomed men who visited their island, comforted them, and sent them on a new adventure. That's not the worst thing that could happen. Eternal idols. The incarnation of the image of a pure maiden. Idealized, never-aging young girls. Twin deities in a class entirely different from that of a haughty goddess with the full curves. That's right. A goddess whose purpose was just to be loved and spoiled. Being cute was their specialty. The ultimate sisters, whose beauty would never be matched, even by Medusa's best efforts. They were the Snow White goth-lolly idol duo. Fuck, what? For Stheno and Uriel, that was the meaning of their very existence. What a fucking existence. Christ. Well, that's what the men observing from afar and oblivious to their true character said of them. The eldest daughter is Stheno, a lady with elegant demeanor, overflowing grace and wisdom in her words and actions, a goddess said to be the ideal woman. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is enough to make a man lose his senses over the rapturous feeling and swear eternal loyalty to her. However, according to a certain younger sister who wishes to remain anonymous, she would say that Stheno was the perfect example of laziness. She had not the slightest interest in things she didn't like. Worse still, the monstrous sister's cruelty towards those who she had no interest in would make the watchdogs of hell tremble in fear. The second daughter, Uriel, a lady with carefree demeanor, overflowing smile, and the essence of purity in her words and actions. The goddess said to be the ideal girl. Said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is enough to make a man tremble all over with honor, and swear to protect her even at the cost of his life. However, according to a certain younger sister who once again wishes to remain anonymous, she would say that Uriel was the ultimate display of mood swings. And there's not even ambiguity there, there's only one younger sister. On top of that, she was sly as well. If I keep quiet, no one will be mad. And if I don't get caught, then there was nothing wrong. Oh, ho, ho. And yet she would feel just a little guilty later. That's the impish, cowardly second sister. Unlike Medusa, they liked humans very much. They welcomed the men who visited their island, comforted them, and sent them on a new adventure. But even that was a gigantic trap. They loved everything pretty and cute, freely and unconditionally. Indeed, these two devils did love humans. However, what they loved was not simply humans as living beings, but rather toying with the people they liked, embarrassing and driving them to their ruin. In short, watching them struggle. They loved it more than life itself.
姉様それは姉様たちが無条件で嫌う醜いものだと思うのですが。呆れた。取り返しのつかないほど趣味が悪いのね、メデューサ。いいこと？綺麗なものがこの上なく無様に踊る。それが本当の美しさというものよ。
Hence, many brave men became the sisters' sacrifice. The heroes who came seeking to court them were met with impossible demands, and went back to their countries weeping. Poor guys. Alas, the terrifying, devilish three sisters. Some went to challenge the she-monster Medusa to gain fame and were petrified. Others went to seek the hand of the goddesses in marriage, and ended up ridiculed beyond all reason until they met their death. O brave warriors, if there are men amongst you, they shall do well to leave this place. This is the island of the utmost end of the world, an evil paradise inhabited by women of peerless beauty. Look, pal, I'm telling you for your own good. Just don't ever get involved with the goddess. The island practically exists to teach you this lesson, no? And that is the rough summary of the story behind the Temple of Darkness. A peaceful afternoon without any challengers, which was quite rare. As part of the daily ritual, Medusa is being picked on by the two older sisters again.
まあ、私からも逃げようとしてたの？ふーん。私に何をしたのか、まずは話を聞きたいわ。
Medusa is caught between the two sisters, each a spitting image of the other. Unlike Medusa, who matures slowly but surely, her older sisters remain forever the same. Since the basics of their personalities are the same, they sense the same things as well. Far surpassing telepathy, they are more like two parts of the same body, each of them feeling everything the other does.
そう。私に逆らったのね、あなた。私に二度も逆らったことになるわね。ええ。私への侮辱は私への侮辱だから。じゃあ私と私がお仕置きをしてあげないと。もちろん妹をしつけるのは姉の義務であり権利であり。
Solemnly, Uriel turns to a statue standing beside Medusa, a slim and tall warrior raising a huge sword overhead.
顔もまあまあ整ってるし、 これがいいかしら。
Holding onto the man's armor, she pulls herself up with all her strength, as if trying to tear the pieces off.
下姉様。
Flexing her short limbs, Uriel steadily climbs up the man's body.
下姉様、危ないからやめないと。メドゥーサ、これはお仕置きです。はい。
Like a slithering serpent, with slow and steady movement, she flows towards the top of the statue. Not able to take her eyes off Uriel, Medusa feels as if all of her own limbs are entangled by a snake, unable to even twitch.
絶景絶景。誰かを見下ろすっていうのはこんなに気持ちがいいものなのね。ええ。浅はかなメドゥーサが増長するのもやる方ないのかもしれません。では私はお許しいただけるのでしょうか。メデューサ、物覚えの悪いあなたのことだからもう一度だけ命令してあげるわ。いい？絶対に避けちゃダメよ。
Her small body dances in the air. Each is hardly surprising, given that she is Uriel, the far flyer. The flying goddess leaps towards Medusa's snow-white neck, grins wide, opens her mouth and bares her fangs, and then delivers an evil kiss. A battle cry that punches through the skin and pierces the blood vessels below. The sweet music of smacking lips, a dancing tongue, and slurping sounds following. And then a blood-curdling scream from Medusa. One wonders what those who came to know her later would think if they ever saw her like this. Preying not on individuals, but on the entire city, the demon Medusa sucked the blood out of hundreds of people in one night, to think that she was being treated the same way by this cute little girl.
下姉様、痛いです。あとくすぐったい。いいざま。妹の分際で姉を見下ろしているのが気に入らなかったのよ。
The tall woman trembles in fear, and the cute little girl clings onto her tightly.
私だけというのは片手落ちかしらね。
Steno from the back of Pegasus licks her lips.
おとなしくしなさい、メデューサ。痛いのは抵抗するからですよ。
The fuck is this? Her blood plundered from both sides of her nape. Medusa is entranced, standing stock still, like an endless bout of anemia. It is no longer screams that she lets out. The noise is now resembling the creaking of some broken mechanism.
妹ってなんてグズで横着で短慮でボンクラのくせになんて血だけはこんなに美味しいのかしら。
The fuck?
お許しください、お姉様。
The two sucking sounds weave with each other in melodious harmony, echoing within the temple. Part of the daily ritual, the youngest sister is being disciplined by the mean older sisters today. It shall be said again, that is not a rare occurrence on this island. It's only rare that no one ends up showing up, so they can do that. As I come to, I find myself at the storehouse. Sunlight's now considerably lower. Has it been a whole hour already?
変だな。何してたんだっけ？
Fantasizing.
俺たち。
I tilt my head.
何って私は素人ライダーが土蔵に入ったからこっそり後をつけて。
Illy also tilts her head. Ryder frowns
どう
deeply.
したライダー？頭痛か？というかどうしてたんだっけ？俺たち。
いえ、特別なことは
Just
ない。
having a nightmare.
単に
シローがもう少し背が高ければいいという希望を口にしていただけです。
ああ、
I clapped my hands together. Yeah, we did talk about something like that, didn't we? However, if that's the case, then what is bike number 2 doing at Ryder's feet?
ライダー、その転がってる2号のことだけど。
さあ、2号車がなぜここに放置されているか私は全く感知していませんから。そうですよね、シロー。
I guess it is.
ああ、そうだよな。ライダーはここに立ち寄っただけだもんな。2号は。
Despite my mind still being a bit foggy up to that point, with Ryder's gaze fixed on me, I start to feel that there's nothing else to it.
ええ、きっとシローがこれから修理するために持ってきたのでしょう。
I guess I brought it here for repairs.
私からの要求はありませんが、メンテナンスをするというのならペダル周りとフレームの強化をしてください。それでは私はこれで失礼します。それとイリアスフィール、元気なのは微笑ましいのですが、あなたのような幼い少女には高いところは似合いません。似合いませんので、間違っても土蔵の2階からダイブだけはしないように。
変なライダー。私頼まれたってそんなことしないのに。
結構です。イリアスフィールは物分かりが良くていい。それでは夕食に。
Flashing an adult-like smile, Ryder leaves the storehouse. Fascinated by the back of the cool adult-like figure, I see her off in a daze. The stylish woman hits her head and crouches down in pain.
ライダー、
ご心配なく。それとシロー、このように
For
背
you,
が高くていいことなどあまりないのです。
I have a lot of perks of being taller. Tottering Ryder disappears towards the courtyard. I see. Being tall is unexpectedly troublesome, huh? Hang around the Emir residence. Now we can talk to Ryder some more. Have a look, whatever that means.
ん？
As I passed by Ryder's room, I heard voices from inside.
なんだけど、これはどう？
ですが、
Inside, it's Ryder and Sakura. It's not strange to see them in one another's rooms, given how friendly their master and servant relationship is. But something is different about the enthusiasm in this conversation.
なのですが、私は。
もうそんなこと言ってたらライダーも。
From what I've seen, Ryder is usually the more assertive of the two, while Sakura is more passive. But now Sakura is more eager, while Ryder sounds
お
hesitant.
や、そこにいるのはシローですか？
I'm not out here. As expected of Ryder, this thin sliding door may as well not even be here. Her voice was unusually stiff and formal. Maybe she's feeling a bit self-conscious with Sakura then.
ああ、悪いな。通りがかりで声が聞こえちまった。すぐ行くから勘弁な。
ちょうどいいところに。先輩も来てください。
さくら？
Sakura calls me into the room. Strangely, Ryder seems to be very troubled.
中に入ってもいいのか？
さくら、その
先輩だってきっと私と同じ意見のはずだから。ね、ライダー。
In response, I hear a sigh that is strangely filled with resignation. I feel like it would be bad to intrude, but turning down the invitation would be even worse.
お茶でも入れて持ってこようか？
いえ、お気遣いだけで結構です。
じゃあ私が入れてきますね、先輩。
What? The door slides open and Sakura steps out. She's smiling brightly, in sharp contrast to Ryder, who is wearing a grim expression inside the room.
紅茶でいいですよね。
Sure?
それならお茶受けはいつものところにあったはずだ。
After nodding, Sakura disappears down the hall. Now then, sure enough, I'm still worried about whether or not waiting in Ryder's room is a good idea.
入っていいか、ライダー。
Ryder nods. A gloomy welcome. Something seems off. It's strange to see Ryder look so troubled after speaking with Sakura. The reason for that seems to have become apparent as soon as I enter the room. Their fashion magazines spread open around the cushions that Ryder and Sakura was sitting on. Ryder is seated in the center of them, like a toad surrounded by mirrors. She looks like she hasn't slept a wink all night. That was a terrible analogy.
これがどうかしたのか？
I pick one up. The model was a beauty, but frankly speaking, the writer in front of me was better in terms of raw material. However, the purpose of this kind of magazine is probably to look at the clothes instead of the models themselves.
困り
Probably.
ましたシロ。
ライダーがさくら相手に困るのも珍しいな。
さくらが私に。いえ、大したことはないと言えばないのですが。
Ryder replies evasively, but somehow I'm able to piece together what happened. It was Sakura, not Ryder, who brought these magazines, so it's only natural to assume things would turn out like this.
さくらがいろいろと？
はい。
I understand what she's trying to say. Sakura brought these magazines and catalogs and probably started asking which outfit suited Ryder. Of course, she was also looking at which suited herself just as much. But before long, Sakura's main objective shifted to Ryder.
そうですよ。ライダーったらもうちょっと女の子っぽくしてもいいのに。
Probably. Sakura returned at that moment. She hands out the teacups, but Ryder sinks into silence like usual.
先輩もそう思いませんか？
I agree that the long-sleeve turtleneck look is not that good.
まあそう思わなくもないけど。
Sakura is concerned about how Ryder dresses. I can certainly see why. She may look nice dressed in jeans, but certainly I can't help but think what a waste it is when she has such a nice figure. The feeling I get from her is a bit different from Sakura, whose charms are enough to even overwhelm me at times. Ryder's style is also different from those of the tidy Saber and Grand Tosaka.
だからライダーももっと可愛い格好をすれば似合うんで
Saber's
す。
minimalistic as
こんな
fuck
風に。
in terms of what she looks like here. Good God. Grand Tosaka, though. Here, here. Saying that, Sakura holds out a magazine in front of me. The page shows a skirt-wearing figure that makes me think, yeah, this model's cute. And visualize Ryder wearing this. The person in front of me that's being dressed inside my head clearly looks troubled. I imagine Ryder in this kind of outfit, but at the same time an image of a bewildered Ryder being forced into wearing something that doesn't belong on her floats into my mind.
でも
What does it look
ライ
like?
ダーったら全然乗り気じゃないんですよ。どう思います先輩？
Okay. Any skirt's gonna look great, okay? Fuck off. Don't ask me that. I think I understand the conversation from earlier now. If Ryder is this unmotivated, then that talk was probably going nowhere fast.
なるほど。
I also understand why Sakura invited me to help support her. I understand, but
どう思うと言われてもな。
I swear to God if you take the bullshit answer of not answering.
セイバーさんは姉さんが着せ替えていろいろ面白そうなのに。
彼女は可憐ですから。私とは違う。
Saber isn't that cute. Ryder replies sullenly. Cute, unlike me. Sakura and I exchange glances just at hearing the tone of those words.
確かにセイバーは可愛いけどライダーも綺麗だぞ。
There's so many better girls than Saber. Stop it.
セイバーさんに似合うのは
Stop
こ
it.
の辺じゃないかって思うんですけど、でもこういうのはライダーにはちょっと違いますよね。
I doubt it. I doubt it. Any girl can look good in a skirt. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Any girl can look good in a skirt. Prove me wrong. Prove me any of these girls in this story would look bad in a skirt. That are of age. Sakura shows us a page with a one-piece dress adorned with many frills and ribbons. No. It would look good on Saber, but it really doesn't suit someone like Ryder. She can have it. I don't want... Someone can have Saber. Not for me.